Hello, dear students of 9th standard. This is the part B of the model paper 2026, which is released by the SSLC board for the practice of science SA2 exam. Let us consider the questions and answers of part B, that is chemistry. It includes the questions from 13th to 25th. It has all types of questions: MCQ, 1 mark question, 2 mark questions, 3 marks questions, and 4 mark questions. Now, first question let us take and discuss. An element with tetraatomic number is tetraatomic molecule is here phosphorus. We write it as P4 molecule. Oxygen and nitrogen are the other two molecules which have two atoms in their molecules. Means diatomic molecules are oxygen and nitrogen. Helium, being the inert gas, has only one atom in one molecule, so it is monoatomic molecule. 14th question is given as a symbol X with 31 on top and 15 at the bottom. What does it say? 31 is the atomic mass number, 15 is the atomic number. The atomic number itself is the proton and electron number. It is equal to them. So proton will also be 15, neutron will be 31 minus 15, that is 16, electron will be 15. So here we have to choose the option A as proton 15, neutron 16 and electron 15. So just find the neutron number. Atomic number itself will be proton and the electron number. Only thing you have to calculate neutron number by subtracting atomic number in the atomic mass number. That will be given in the question itself. Question number 15. When the pressure on the dry ice is reduced to 180 m, it converts into a gas. This process is called as sublimation. Now let us consider other processes also. The deposition is opposite of sublimation. That means the gas is converted to directly the solid form. If we take condensation, condensation is the cooling of the vapor into the liquid form. So these are the other definitions which may be asked in the main exam. Evaporation can also be asked. In evaporation is nothing but by heating the liquid we get the gas. Fusion is nothing but the melting or conversion of solid into liquid on heating. So learn all the definitions which are given in this type of questions. Answer the following question. Let us move to the next main 1 mark questions. These are: what are metalloids? So the elements are divided into 4 categories: metals, non-metals, metalloids and the inert gases. Metalloids are the elements that have the properties of both metals and non-metals. They are intermediate to metal and non-metal. You can also write like that. The examples are boron, silicon, etc. Second question is very simple. Calculate the relative molecular mass of sulfur dioxide, and the atomic mass will be given. For sulfur 32, oxygen it is 16. Sulfur molecular mass is 1 into 32 because S, sulfur is only one atom and there are 2 oxygen atoms. 2 into 16 it should be. The answer will be 32 plus 32 and the answer, final answer is 64 atomic mass unit. Now 18th question is also a tricky question but very simple. XY4. If you consider this as a molecular formula, X is one element and Y is another element. Find the valency. That is the question. The valency of X is nothing but the number of atoms of Y. So 4 is written below Y and it is the valency of X. Nothing is written below X. That means one X atom is there. So valency of Y will be number of atoms of X and that is 1. So just here what you have to follow is exchange the number of atoms and write the valencies. Answer the following questions. The 7th main has some questions which carry 2 marks each. The question is, draw the diagram showing Thomson's atomic structure and identify the parts. Let us take the diagram first. See, the diagram is nothing but plum pudding model. You have to write the minus charges and plus charges, and minus charge must be equal to the plus charges. Here 7 minus charges are there and 7 plus charges are there. Negatively charged particles, that is electrons, and positively charged spaces, that is later it was found out as the proton. If the diagram is not asked, the model may be asked to explain. Let us consider the points to consider. First one is, this model, plum pudding model, is also called as watermelon fruit model or Christmas pudding model also. There are negative charges which are equal to positive charges, and atom is neutral because both are equal. Atoms look like negative charges are floating in the sea of positive charges. So this is the plum pudding model. Just like plum, how the dry raisins are seen in the cake, like that the electrons are seen in the positive charges. Now let us consider the next question. That is 20th question. A drop of food color mixed in the glass of hot water spreads faster than the cold water. Give reason. This is nothing but a very simple question. Hot water means having higher energy, that is heat energy. That means kinetic energy of the particles is greater than the cold water. So these particles move faster and diffusion of the solute particles will be very fast. Solute is the colored food color mixed in the solvent, that is hot water. If the solvent particles are moving very fast, that energy also is transferred to the solute particles. So their kinetic energy will be more and they move fast. So diffusion will be very fast. Next question. Digestion of the food is both physical and chemical change. Justify this statement. The food is large when you put it in the mouth. When we chew the food, the bigger particles will become smaller ones. This is a physical change. Chemical change. When we mix the food in the mouth with the saliva has the enzymes, and also in our stomach and small intestine there are several enzymes which convert the complex nutrient in the food into simpler forms which can be absorbed to the blood easily. So this is a chemical change. Complex nutrients are converted to simple products is a chemical change. Example I have taken, when you put the rice in the mouth, it will be starch without having any taste. After you chew it and mix it with the saliva properly, the starch becomes sweeter because maltose is formed due to the salivary amylase enzyme. This is an example to show that the chemical change happens in the mouth itself and it continues in the digestion process. Now, next main, let us move to next main. It carries 3 marks each. First question is, write the difference between mixture and the compound. Let us take the first example. Mixtures are formed when elements and compounds are simply mixed. There is no chemical reaction. But compound is nothing but the chemical reaction between the elements to form a new compound. Mixtures have different types of compositions, but the compounds have a fixed composition and specific composition. Mixtures exhibit properties of the constituent substances. For example, salt water has the taste of salt and the texture of water. And raw materials in the compound will be having different properties. In case of mixtures, the components can be easily separated by physical methods. For example, salt solution can be separated by using the evaporation method. And in case of compounds, it is not possible to separate them by using physical methods. We have to follow chemical or electrochemical reactions for separating the components. Let us move to the next question, which asks like this. Write the dispersion phase, dispersion media, and the examples for each of the types of the colloids given. The types are given as aerosol, gel and sol. In aerosol is a type of colloid in which the gas is the media and liquid or solid is dispersed in it. And the examples are cloud and fog. Gel, as the name only says, the liquid is dispersed in the solid. And jelly, cheese and butter are the examples. Sol, S-O-L, sol is another colloid in which liquid has the solid in it. And the examples are muddy puddle and the milk of magnesia. Now let us consider the next question, that is, draw the diagram of the reaction of ammonium chloride or sublimation of ammonium chloride and when heated, and identify the parts. Let us consider the diagram first. Just observe the diagram. You have a setup in which there is a heating object, a burner at the base, and on top tripod stand is there. On that porcelain bowl is kept, and in that we take the sublimating substance. In this case ammonium chloride is given, so F is nothing but the solid camphor or ammonium chloride sublimating substance, and A is nothing but the vapor of the ammonium chloride. When we heat the F, that is sublimating substance ammonium chloride, it becomes the vapor directly. Solid becomes vapor directly. So it is a sublimation process. When it is allowed to settle, means cool, it becomes B, that is solid form again, and it gets stick to the walls of the funnel, glass funnel, which is inverted. C is nothing but glass funnel which is inverted. D is nothing but the cotton wool which is used to stop the vapor getting escaped. Next question, let us consider what is an ion. An ion is the atom that has the charge. Here the word is wrong. It has a charge. The charged atom is called as ion. Polyatomic ion is ammonium, NH4. Polyatomic positive ion it is also called as cation. Polyatomic anions are many. For cation, only ammonium is the example. For anion, there are many examples given. SO4 2 minus sulfate ion, CO3 2 minus carbonate ion, OH minus, that is hydroxide ion. Let us consider the next question, that is 25th question. Write the molecular formula of these. For example, 3 are given: magnesium chloride MgCl2, sodium carbonate Na2CO3, calcium hydroxide CaOH twice. These are asked. Find the valency. Nitrogen is given. Nitrogen Z is equal to 7. That means atomic number is 7. Proton number, electron number is also 7. If we write electronic configuration, it becomes K is equal to 2 and L is equal to 5. L is the valency shell. So 5 valence electrons are there, and this element is non-metal. If the valence electrons are 4, 5, 6, 7, it will be non-metal. And if it has the 5 electrons at the last shell, it needs 3 more electrons to become octet, 8 electron configuration. So it gains 3 electrons and becomes 3 minus electronegative charged ion. So its valency is 3, charge is 3 minus. We write the ion of the nitrogen as N3 minus. Second example given is neon. Z is equal to 10. That means atomic number is 10. Proton and electron both are 10. If we write the electronic configuration, K has 2, L has 8 electrons. L is the valence shell and the valence electrons number is also 8. When 8 electrons are there, this element neon does not gain or lose the electron. So its charge is 0, valency is also 0. It has no electronegativity, no electropositivity. Third example let us take is the magnesium. Z value is 12 and proton and electron number is also 12. If we write electronic configuration, K has 2, L has 8, M has 2 electrons. Valence electron is 2. So this element is metal. As being metal, it has 1 or 2 or 3 electrons in the outer shell. So it tends to lose easily the electrons. By losing the electrons, it will show the positivity. So electropositivity is 2 plus charge. Its valence is 2. And the next question, let us move to the next question. Why are proton particles are called canal rays? Proton rays are generated proton rays are generated from the anode and pass through a perforated strip that is called canal to reach the cathode. Through this perforated strip, the proton rays pass through and reach the cathode. So their name is canal rays. An extra question is there. If K and L shells of the atom are filled, what is the number of electrons in that atom? K has 2, L has 8. That means 10 electrons. Now let us consider what experiments were done to conclude that atoms are made up of charged particles. I have considered the examples A and B from the textbook itself, and C is based on the previous last year's knowledge. The cathode ray experiments conducted by J.J. Thomson shows that the atom contains negative charges because there is a discharge of negative charges. Rutherford's experiment, by scattering the alpha particles on the gold foil, he shows that The solid nucleus at the center of the atom has the positive charges. So the alpha particles get diverted from their usual path. Now, C is very simple day-to-day life experiment that you have to take the plastic comb or plastic scale and brush your dry hair. It attracts the piece of paper. I don't think that this example is explaining the question that the atoms are made up of charged particles. The example C is given in the model answer key, but it is not correctly explained. A and B are correct according to my knowledge. So these many questions have come in your chemistry part. Study well and write the science exam properly. Best of luck.